What's up, guys? It's your boy Darskin, and today we're going to be talking about Ganyu. So if you guys don't know, I did summon for Ganyu. The video is already on the channel, so you should have seen it. But anyways, I pulled for Ganyu. I pulled one copy of her. I got her to level 70, and I got her talents all to level 6. And I tested her out for a bit, and the weapon I was using this weapon right here, Skyward Harp, right? I was using Skyward Harp, and I was testing her out and stuff and seeing how good she could be and, you know, stuff like that. And I come to find out, or figure out, I don't know, that I feel like she's better played as a support. Now, I know some people are going to say, oh, DS, what are you talking about? My Ganyu headshots for 10 million? I'm not saying she can't be played as DPS. I've seen a lot of people use her as DPS, and I've seen a lot of people do a lot of damage. I'm not saying she cannot be played as DPS. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying that most people are probably going to be using Ganyu as a melt comp support. Support DPS, call it what you will, right? Support DPS, sub DPS, it's all the same thing. Anyway, she's going to be played like that for like a melt comp, seems like. And the reason why I say that is because, I mean, if you want to, right? I guess if you, and this is that I'm talking about like C0, right? So mainly like free to play-ish players. But you know, this is going to be much of her gameplay for the most part, right? As a free to play player, if you're wanting her to be like main DPS. So I feel like using her in that way is not going to be as fun. Now, for some people, it is going to be fun for them, and for those people, go ahead. But I was looking at her constellations, and I actually was watching Code play, and he had some of her constellations, and some of her constellations make her really, really broken, or really, really good, right? She has a constellation where it's like, if you use her E, the charge shot is immediate. So if you use her E, the next charge shot, it's like automatically charged level 2. So it's like there's a lot of things in the constellation that makes her really good for like a main DPS of type of build. But I feel like for the vast majority, that won't be the case. Not to mention, if you don't have like a really good weapon or like a 5-star weapon, you know, like a Moss Bow or Skyward or Harp anyway, or whatever, she's not going to do as much damage. If you don't have the best artifact, she's not going to do as much damage. All of those things factor into it. And if you're free to play, you don't have access to constellations. You don't have access to 5-star weapons as easily. You don't have access to the best artifacts as easily, right? So it's a lot of these things that make it seem like she's better off as a support for most people. Now, if it's your favorite character, do what you want. Be my guest. So, I'm running Favonius Warbow, which this bow is free. They give this to you after you beat Storm Terror or whatever, I believe. Way, like, AR 20 something. So, yeah, this is free. So, you can use this on her. This is what I'm going to be using on her. If we look at her artifacts, crit rate, crit damage, element mastery, attack, that's whatever. I have 4-piece cryo set on her. So, whenever an opponent or enemy is affected by cryo, crit rate is increased by 20. If the opponent is frozen, crit rate is increased by additional 20. Now, you're going to be spamming her ultimate, so people are going to be pretty much affected by cryo a lot of the time. Crit rate, element of mastery, energy recharge. I have energy recharge on the main stat of this, right? This rolled defense once, crit damage, didn't roll at all, crit rate once, and then attack like 2 or 3 times. So, but anyways, I'm running energy recharge because I want to spam her ult as much as possible. Cryo damage headpiece, which, I mean, this is not a good piece. It rolled everything one time, but it's cryo damage, and it's the cryo set, so I'm running it. And then crit damage headpiece with some energy recharge. Not the best thing, but like I said, it's scuffed artifacts. If you look at her right here, it's 32% crit rate. 153 crit damage, 237 energy recharge, then 61 cryo damage. Now, the reason why her having 31% crit rate is fine, or 32%, is because the artifacts give 20% when they're, you know, so that's 50. Then if they're frozen, 2 more, so that's 70. And then the team I'm running her with is going to be double fire, double ice, which is going to be giving 15 more if they're affected by ice. So, you know, that's going to be upwards of, 87% or something like that. So, yeah, I feel like her best place is going to be support for cryo. There's a domain that I want to do, or that I'm going to do, that basically, I guess allows me to show what I mean. I mean, you can do this on any domain, but there's like this domain, and then there's another one that's like an ice domain, and I'm talking about for like the weapon essential materials or whatever, and I don't want to do it for that one. But, I mean, I could show this in Abyss, but levels 9 and 10 are ice, so he's going to get melt anyway. And then 11 is horrible. Well, 11-2 is horrible. Keep it. And then I could do Abyss floor 12, but Abyss floor 12 has like level 100 enemies, and everyone on the team is level 70 except for Chi-Chi. So I'm just going to do it here. Anyway, but like how I think it would work, right? You know, you put your E off, you get the melt off, and I mean, once you get her ultimate, it's gonna be really nice. E again. But yeah, I feel like she's just gonna be used to spam her ult as much as possible. And then just go into melt. Literally over and over. I feel like that's just what that's what it's going to be. Right? So like as you can see, I almost have my ult. I have my ult again. Pop it, boom. Go into melt again. And I feel like that's just how she's going to be played for most people. Now, I mean, I've pretty much explained why I say that. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at her damage, right? Right? Her damage, 6,700. And then obviously if it was a crit, it'd be, you know, probably about 10,000 or so, right? On the Frostflake Arrow AoE spread. Now, the charge shot does less damage than the Frostflake Arrow. If you go to the talents, you can see, right? Frostflake Arrow is 179. Frostflake Arrow Bloom, 305. So, pretty much, me doing about 10,000, 11,000 on the Bloom means that on this, I'm only going to be doing about 6,000, 7,000. So it's like, unless you got a lot of those substats in your artifacts and you have a 5-star weapon, or a really good, like, if you have 4-star weapon, make sure that, you know, you got it level 90 with the substats. It should be fine. But I know a 5-star weapon is definitely what you want to have if you're making her main DPS. So, yeah, after trying her out for, what, an hour or two, this seems to be what she's going to be used for. Now, these are my first impressions. Obviously, I have to try her out more and see if my opinion changes. I don't think it will. But now, like I said, if you're a whale and you can farm artifacts all day and get the substats on artifacts, and then you can whale out on a banner and get a moss bow or get a 5-star weapon or whatever, then sure. At that point, you know, debatable. I would even go as far as to say stringless could be good on her. But the thing is, the passive doesn't give her anything on her charge shots. It's on her E ability and her ultimate. Now, the Elemental Mastery is going to be nice if you're running a melt comp with Ganyu being the DPS, or main DPS anyways. But as far as support, I think the best thing is going to be Favonia's Bow. I mean, you could go into Sacrificial if you want to get her E to reset. But, I mean, there's really no reason to, I guess. I don't know. I mean, maybe on the first, like, you can have, she has two, I don't know if she can have 2 E's out at once. If she have 2 E's out at once, maybe, sure, whatever. But, yeah, I think Ganyu is pretty much going to be played mainly as a support for Melt Comp, which is really good, right? I know a lot of people are going to think, oh, well, DS is, you know, talking smack about my Ganyu. No, I think it's really good. She's the best ice support in the game, right? Just point blank. She's the best ice support in the game. She's the only ice unit that can activate ice on command, right? Charge shot, so she can do it whenever she wants. Number 1. Number 2, it's AoE, so she can apply it to multiple enemies. Number 3, she doesn't even have to aim because it explodes, right? She shoots the ground, it pops up AoEs. Chi-Chi, her E's on a 30-second cooldown. It lasts for 15 seconds, but still, right? Chongyun has to use his E or his ultimate. She's the only one that can use it on command, number 1. Number 2, her ultimate is a field effect, right? You pop it, it stays on the field, right? And it's constantly raining down cryo. So now, not only does she drop ice on enemies, it reapplies by itself, right? There's no, like Chi-Chi's, her E reapplies to like what, one enemy? And it's every what, 2 or 3 seconds? It's not that good. Chong-Young, you have to auto attack with him to apply the ice in his E, or he has to ult. I mean, Kaya, you can use his E, but it's not on command. Number one, it's not a super big AoE, and it's not as good. Same thing with her, right? You pop her ult, it's AoE, but it's applied one time. Same thing with her E ability. Long story short, Ganyu is the best cryo support easily in the game, right? Can apply cryo on command. Her charged attack is AoE, can apply E, her E is AoE, the explosion's AoE, the ultimate's AoE, and the ultimate constantly applies cryo. So very, very good character in my opinion. I think she's really good for that. So, but like I said, you can run her main DPS or whatever if you want to, if you have the stats and the weapons and everything to push that. But for the most part, I feel like she's going to be support. But anyways, that's my first impressions and everything after playing with her and stuff like that. That's going to be it for this video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, comment down below, tell me what you guys in the comment section below. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.